All right, shout out ATP. It's your boy Claymore Rain. Back at it again with another one. Shout out to the subscribers. If this is your first time peeping this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon so you get an alert when we're dropping all this content for stuff like this because things change. Oh, always quote with my boy Blue Blood. Things change quickly in boxing. How quickly things are changing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, update. So Bomac, who was at a pro box event the other night, he was cornering Kelvin Davis. If you guys aren't familiar with Kelvin Davis, that is Keyshawn Davis's older brother, right? Who was boxing at pro box. Got a stoppage victory. Great performance. Shout out to the Davis brothers. The three businessmen are in the building as usual. And Bomac was asked a question to confirm as to where he stood as far as the negotiations or the fight that was everybody was kind of thinking was getting negotiated between Terrence Crawford and Chris Eubanks. Well, he responded to say that, listen, that's fake news. He says that's total fake news. There is no confirmation at all. That fight is not happening. That he actually had spoke to Chris Eubanks, and Chris Eubanks was going to reach back out to him once he confirmed the fight. Basically alluded to the fact that he's still training Chris Eubanks, and that Terrence Crawford and Chris Eubanks were in no negotiations for this fight to happen. So it turns out the rumor mill which was based off of an Instagram post that Chris Eubanks put on his Instagram, placing a flyer up there with Terrence Crawford and him as if they were going to fight. It looks like according, just to sum it up, it looks like Chris Eubanks was trolling, right? Maybe putting feelers out there, maybe playing with the fan base. I have no idea why he did what he was doing, but according to Bomac, there's no confirmed fight at all. And I think Bernie as well, Bernie the trainer who's on Mill City, or Bernie the boxer, I'm sorry, who's on Mill City, also pretty much confirmed that was going to be a good fight. And he liked that fight, and pretty much confirmed that it was a fight that had some possibilities in being put together, according to that interview. But once again, Bomac seems to be pushing back on all ideas that Chris Eubank and Terrence Crawford are in negotiations for having a fight. This confirmed via Boxing Voice. Shout out to Nest over there, Boxing Voice, who was interviewing Bomac at the Pro Box event 2 nights ago on Wednesday, who confirmed that this is fake news. So I don't know what the next thing is going to be. Terrence Crawford, as far as we know right now, doesn't have anything scheduled. We don't know who he's in negotiations with. So we're back to square one. And, for whatever it's worth, for anybody who's interested, Chris Eubanks as well has nothing planned for the near coming future, as Bomac, the trainer, is training both of these fighters right now at this time and is waiting on confirmation from either one of them as to what they plan on doing, but confirming that those fighters will not be fighting against each other. Even Nestor even followed up to say where he stood if it did happen, and he was pretty much, I'm not gonna lie to you, Bomac looked frustrated with the whole entire question, with the whole direction of it. He didn't even want to really talk about it that much. So at the end of the day, we'll sit back and see what's going to happen. Things in these boxing streets, they start off as rumors. They come out there. Shout out to all the content creation spaces who are all trying to stay on top of this game. But unfortunately, today's boxing is not straightforward as as back in the days boxing would be, where a fighter will call another fighter, a contract we put together, and we'd be looking at a fight happening. That's why even with the whole entire Tank Davis versus Frank Martin situation, until the PBC officially announces it, just be ready for it not to be there necessarily. There were also rumors of Frank Martin and Tank Davis potentially having fought on this March 30th card that's coming up right now, who we know Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu is headlining. So obviously that didn't happen. And until it's the paperwork is put in, until it's on a contract that both fighters have agreed to, these breaking newses are just rumor mill information, and it's there to be changed at any given Sunday, because these platforms and these fighters will be quick to let you know you ain't hear that from me, so I don't know why you thought that, right? So I'm still pretty much convinced that Frank and Tank are going to fight. But at the end of the day, like I said, until it's said and done, it's not said and done, right? Anything can change. Things change quickly in boxing, how quickly things are changing. So we'll see what happens. Look out for my video. Also about to update a little bit on looks like Shakur Stevenson may be in negotiations with Raymond Mortala uh, to meet up and for Shakur to be defending that WBC title. We'll see how that turns out as well. Once again, rumor mill. We don't know if that's necessarily what's going to happen, but we'll stay behind. We'll stay up to speed on the information and get it out to you guys the way it comes in to me. I'll get it to you. You know what I mean? If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Very important so you get updates. For stuff like this because things change so quickly. You don't want to walk around here thinking one thing and things have changed, and you're out here pushing quote unquote false narratives, right? You know how it is in the space. So it's your boy Claymore Rain. It's that ATP Combat Media Show, and at this point, we out.